The Zimbabwe Manpower Development Fund, ZIMDEF, was put in place by an Act of Parliament to provide for the establishment, maintenance and operation of technical or vocational institutions, universities, teachers' colleges and vocational training schemes, and to provide for and promote the research, planning and development of human resources, to provide for the establishment and functions of a National Manpower Advisory Council, to provide for the training of apprentices and the certification of skilled workers, to provide for the continued existence of the Zimbabwe Manpower Development Fund, and for the imposition of levies to finance manpower development and for other purposes, and to provide for matters connected with or incidental to the foregoing. ZIMDEF is headquartered in Harare and has 3 regional offices in Gweru, Mutare and Bulawayo. ZIMDEF CEO Mr. Frederick Mandizhidza takes us through how ZIMDEF is funded and how the funds are utilized.
The Zimbabwe Manpower Development Fund is a fund which falls under the Ministry of Higher and Tertiary Education, Science and Technology Development. It was established in terms of the Manpower Planning and Development Act, Chapter 2802, which was enacted in 1984 and revised in 1996. The mandate of ZIMDEF is to mobilize financial resources for skilled human capital development. What we do is we collect 1% training levy from registered companies. We then direct those resources to projects, programs, and activities whose aim is to enhance skilled human capital development for the Zimbabwean economy. So over the years, we have been doing this. We have quite a number of projects that we have funded, mainly in our institutions of higher learning. These are in universities, polytechnics, teacher training colleges, and vocational training centers for skills upgrade. You also want to know that our portfolio involves or includes apprenticeship programs, industrial attachment allowances for students who are in polytechnics. We also provide infrastructure development in our institutions of higher learning. These include libraries, laboratories, and other related infrastructure. We are also into capacitating of our institutions of higher learning in the various areas which then enhance the development of skills for our nation.
From the 1st of November 1995 to date, ZIMDEF has been funding various projects in institutions of higher and tertiary education to enable them to undertake upper-end research and development, innovation and invention as they focus on skilled human capital development that is critical for the industrialization and modernization of Zimbabwe. Thus, after doing an oral presentation before the Parliamentary Portfolio Committee on Higher and Tertiary Education, Science and Technology Development, parliamentarians were eager to go on the ground and see the projects being spearheaded by ZIMDEF.
In the first place, you recall that on the 30th of January 2017, we were invited to come and do an oral presentation at Parliament by the Parliamentary Portfolio Committee on Higher and Tertiary Education, Science and Technology Development. During that exercise, we made it clear that ZIMDEF was investing significant amounts of money and resources into institutions of higher and tertiary education to sustain our institutions and to drive human capital development to a higher level. And because of that, they took a keen interest to go onto the ground and see the infrastructure that we were investing in. And that's the reason why we are on this tour.
ZIMDEF CEO Mr. Frederick Mandijidza also explained that this year ZIMDEF's main focus is on the STEM program.
You recall that in 2016 we embarked on the 2016 A-level initiative, STEM initiative, which project aimed at increasing the uptake of sciences and mathematics at A-level, so that we produce students who will be able to take up science and technology programs at university. So this year the focus is basically on that. It means we are continuing to enroll students who are going to Form 5 in support of the STEM program.
Very little has been said publicly about the large amounts of ZIMDEF funds being poured into various institutions of higher and tertiary education. Thus, it was prudent for parliamentarians to be taken around the provinces to appreciate ZIMDEF's contribution towards human capital investment and development. The parliamentarians' tour began at the ZIMDEF headquarters, which was completed in 2014 and is situated in the business district of Harare. In our next episode, we shall be taking you along on the tour of Chinhoyi University of Technology and Kwekwe Polytechnic as the Parliamentary Portfolio Committee on Higher and Tertiary Education, Science and Technology Development embarks on an appreciation tour of the ZIMDEF funded projects countrywide. Thank you for watching.